Stridely Column Beam End Plate Connection plugin facilitates the connection of hot-rolled structural elements. Here there is two hot-rolled I-section columns which we can connect through the end plate connection. To start this plugin, go to option of Applications and Components, in which we can found the Stridely component. After clicking on icon of component, first select primary column and after that secondary column. Then we will get two end plate connected with columns. To modify the connection as per our required standards, double-click on connection so the dialog will get open. To change the thickness of plate, put the required value in the text box and select the component and modify it. To change the dimensions of end plates, put required value here. We will add 6 from edge of column web and modify it. We can add bolts at required locations also by selecting Bolt tab. Here we can provide the number of rows, distance between two bolt rows and distance from edge. To change the bolt grade and bolt size, click on this drop down. It is having number of grades and size of bolts. Here the width of end plate is less, so we can change it as per our requirement and modify it. To add bolt number in one row, type here the required number and modify it. To change the gauge distance, means distance between two consecutive bolts, type the required value in text box and modify it. So, to add gusset plates for strength, here is the gusset option in end plate tab. There are the 4 options for both end plate as no gusset, all gusset 1, all gusset 2 and custom gusset. If we select all gusset 1 and modify it, then at every location gusset 1 will get allocated, but the gusset tab will get turned off for modification. The same will work for gusset 2 option. After selecting custom gusset, gusset tab will get turned on and will show gusset plate options, in which we can change gusset type at different locations as per our requirement. For example, we will change the type of center gusset 1 as gusset 2 by selecting option from drop down list and modify it. To provide weld, here is the option of weld, in which we can select standard weld option by clicking drop down list. We can see here the weld. We can change the dimensions of gussets with this gusset template tab. Here are two types of gusset we have previously seen, gusset 1 and gusset 2. We can add value as per requirement to change the thickness. Here we can see the gusset 1 thickness gets changes as 0.1/2. Similarly, the thickness of gusset 2 gets changes as 1 after modifying it. To change the dimensions, put the required values here and modify it. This is chamfer option. You can see the different options here by clicking drop down here. For example, we select line chamfer, so to change the distance of chamfer, put value here as per requirement. Similarly, we can add chamfers to gusset 1 also. Here we can see the gusset is clashing to bolt, so to remove this clash we can change the location of gusset from the gusset placement tab. Here we will add 3/4 distance from the center of column web and modify it so the clash gets resolved. But the gusset gets outside of column edge, so we can change the value of distance as per required to fit the gusset perfectly. Suppose it is impossible to change the gusset positions, then we can have options to change the bolt locations by applying the required value. Here we can see the option of bolt delete. If we are unable to adjust the gusset and bolt positions and couldn't solve the clashing, then we can delete the bolt. Here every bolt has number as shown in image. We can delete the bolt as per our requirement by putting the number here. For example, here only 3 numbers should be in a row, so the middle bolt is clashing to center gusset, so we will change gauge distance but still clashing is there. Then we can remove the middle gusset so the clashing gets avoided. Bolts are clashing to columns, so we will add bolt number here which we want to delete and modify it so the clashing gets resolved. so, in this way we can adjust the bolt and gusset locations as per requirement. Whatever the properties we are providing to end plate will get reflect in model. We can use this connection for multiple locations to connect two structural elements such as column and beam.